you. How about now? And also let me fix. Shouldn't you have done this before? Let's do this. So sorry. So sorry. Joey, thank you. I think that this is better now, right? You can hear me? Um, there we go. See, we've got the problem and the resolution confirmation, and that's good. So anyone that rewatches this, just skip ahead. Well, don't now because you're caught up. It's been a weird week. Yeah, it's been a weird week. We got snow on Thursday, and it's still here. It doesn't snow much in this part of Texas. We usually get snow, I don't know, like maybe once a year or once every couple years. But I've lived here for 22 years, over 20 years. Yeah. I've lived here over 20 years, and I've been through enough snowstorms here. There's like this whole like Texas tough like personality, and sure until it snows, and then it's like, what are we gonna do? Nothing. Welcome. But that's my commentary on that. Scathing. Good morning, Keith. How are you? So we got snow on Thursday morning. So in preparation, for that, I brought a bunch of guitars home. Not a bunch, a handful, not even a handful. I brought some guitars home that I needed to move along in the process, or process, as our Canadian friends might say. I don't want to alienate our Canadian friends, or any of our friends for that matter. This is a time, I think every time is a time when we want to have all of the friends that we can possibly have. True friends, people that are there for you, people that care for you, people that wash your hair for you. No, I don't need anyone to wash my hair. Did Mike Tyson say that? Something like that. But yeah, I think that's fine. The thing, like, it's not particularly tough. And when I say this, I'm not saying that it's easy peasy. Anyone can do it. But it's like, you just have to, like, your instinct to use the brake pedal, don't do that. Yeah, no, don't do that. Just take your foot off the gas. Take your foot off the gas. Let things just do this. Just do this. When you find yourself on a patch of ice, just do this. It'll be fine. But just don't hit the brakes. Take your foot off the gas. Let things I'm not saying if something's taking you at a wall to like let it take you to the wall. But there are things that there are maneuvers. You can do it. It's not hard. But this time that, so I've had some guitars here in the office, and I've been working on, because we got, I don't know, we probably got about 4 inches of snow ish. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more, maybe not. I don't know. And it was funny, I got real antsy. Like, I'm telling myself, I'm like, what? Just bring some guitars home. Bring the guitar, bring this stuff. And you can work on it at home. And this is much like this time of like the week of the holiday, like that whole holiday period between Christmas and New Year and all that stuff. And we kind of shut down, but we don't shut down. I'm working, but I've always like, man, I'm going to get all this stuff done. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to be just so productive, just in a different space, in a different area that needs attention. And it doesn't happen. I get antsy. I get scattered. It's quite irritating, quite frankly, but I have to think that a lot of people are like this too. So I do take some sort of comfort in that, but not much, because there were a lot of things that I really did want to do during that time. And so during this time, there are specific guitars that I have here that I need to move along because they're going to NAMM. And the guitars are not ready to go. There was a part of me that almost wanted to change my mind of flying out there and just driving, because I jacked my back up about a year and a half ago, and it's still I'm still not 100%. I mean, obviously I never was 100%, but long periods of sitting is rough after a while. But there was this part of me that it's lately I've been pretty good and worked some stuff out, and there are exercises and things, and those are working, and we're getting, strengthening certain areas that needed to be strengthened and all that. I'm like, what if it's my flight's refundable? What if I just drove out there? What if I did? What if I did? What if I did? Because then that would give me extra time to get the guitars finished, and then I wouldn't have to worry about shipping them. Of course, what I would not pay in shipping, I would pay in gas and hotels. So that's gonna wash. And I know, driving through Texas is not particularly, at least in the two routes that you can go, or is it route? Nobody knows. The two ways that you can go, either go south, which will take you eventually through El Paso and then into southern New Mexico. And I do like driving through New Mexico. They call it the land of enchantment, with good reason. It is damn enchanting. And, my hair always looks great in New Mexico. So why wouldn't I want to go there? It's just the 8 hours of getting from here into El Paso. It is not particularly a scenic trip. And I know that, the flight will be, flight would be 3 hours, 3.5 or something like that. And I know that once, if I would be all right, I'm just going to drive. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to drive. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to drive. Once I get past that point, where it'd be yeah, my flight would have landed now. I would have been questioning. I'd question that decision. And, that adds 4 days worth of travel. And, that's not really the smartest thing to do, but I don't always do the smartest thing. But I am pretty sure, I'm 99.999% sure that I will stick with my original plan and fly out there. So those of you that were concerned, now we're all on the same page. We're still just as concerned, but we're on the same page. And that's good, right? Let's see. Oh, but so when I get home, and we're having this snow day, Thursday, and all the snow's coming down, and it just looks lovely. And I've forgotten. I don't really want to live in a climate where this is what you get all the time. but there is, when it's all fresh and you go outside and it's just dead quiet, man, that's great. It's like you've got noise canceling headphones on. Like the world is giving you noise canceling headphones and it's just dead quiet. And I love that. So I enjoyed that. But then I got real antsy. Shock. And I had to go drive in it. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was initially going to be like, let me go see if the bakery down the street is open. I knew that bakery down the street wasn't going to be open, but let's just go see. Maybe they are open. Maybe I can get my pain au chocolat. And I didn't, because they were closed, because that's what happens. Here things, things shut down. Not just schools, like everything shuts down, except for like the larger grocery stores and stuff like that, gas stations, what have you. But so I'm just driving around in it and I'm just entertained as hell. And it was just it was a hoot. It was a hoot, I tell you. I went to the grocery store. I got some cherry turnovers and some cheese because I needed some cheese. I didn't need cherry turnovers, but like I already had like bakery on my mind. And so I bought some cherry turnovers. They aren't, they're okay. There's some mediocre cherry turnovers, but I have, that's cool. That's cool. And then I got some work done, but I was just real antsy and just kind of edgy the whole day. And then yesterday, Friday, so we have all this snow, and then generally what happens is that usually it will melt throughout the day, and if overnight it will often freeze over. So the next day you're kind of iced in, and I'm not going to screw around with ice. But I was really, really, really antsy, and kind of angsty and angsty. And one of the guitars that I needed to move along, it needed to have some tasks performed to it that I was not really equipped to do here in this room. So I needed to go to the shop. And I actually went to the shop both days. And it was fun as hell. Just driving in the snow. It was a good time. Getting out of the shop area was well, yesterday was a little tough, but like, so the complex that the shop is located in, it's just like steel buildings. And once you turn off the road to get into it, there's a hill, not really a hill, but it's a decline or an incline, whichever way you look at it. And, like going up the incline on snowy whatnot, you kind of got to get a head start, or you've got to at least be moving through, like going, you need to go up the incline and then just get on the road, not like go up the incline and like stop and then wait your turn and then, turn, because that's, a little bit challenging. And so I did get stuck just a little teeny tiny bit yesterday getting out, because as I was kind of coming up, there was like a truck coming this way, and I'm like, you're in the middle of the road. But fine. So it was fun, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun, and it was kind of going all over, just like that. And I got out. But going to the shop yesterday was good for me. Actually, it was getting out was good for me. So I was able to get some things done. The two guitars that I was working on, still need to do a little bit more, and I need my drill, which I didn't bring home with me. You don't have a drill at home? No. So everything here's like the whole title. Here's where I'm getting at with the whole title of this. Panic. What panic? It's all NAMM panic. Last year, I was way better prepared for it than I am this year. And I'm a little mad at myself about it, but like, whatever. I'm mad at myself about a lot of things. So, uh, all I can do is, get through it. So like the nice thing is I've got, one of those Gator mini vaults, that will hold two guitars, and it's like their version of those Enki cases, but from what I'm seeing, they're better, which is cool because that's the one that I've got. So like there are two like aged guitars, sullied, if you will, that are going to NAMM. That like one I haven't. One is a 622 that's going to be at the Rev booth, and that is also for our the distributor in Europe. And so I what like I haven't oiled the neck, I haven't logoed the headstock, so that's I'm gonna have to do that this week once I get it back from getting plecked. And so that one and the other Sully guitar, that can go in the vault, and that'll come on the plane with me. So I don't have to worry about those two. And then although one of the Sully guitars I did bring home, and I just got to intonate it. And so like and then like, quite frankly, I'm pretty sure it's intonated as it is. I just don't have like my super good tuner here. One of the guitars has a Floyd on it, and Adam's got that right now. And Tone Vice has a new trem stabilizer that they came out with, and I asked Adam to like install it on this guitar that we'll have at the show. And so he's been, I think he was working on that yesterday. One of the other guitars I think is done. I just need to confirm. It's just these two that I have here with me, and that I need to do a little bit more work on. So I keep looking over there because, well, you can see a little bit. There's a little sneaky peeky for you right there. The one that's hanging right there is like the cool. I'm gonna say it. It's like the coolest guitar I've ever had come out of my brain and all of that. So that thing's cool. Panic is definitely never the answer driving in snow. That's true. It's never the answer. Rodrigo, good morning. Keith chiming in. Second year for me in OKC. Major snow, ice storm. Grew up in Nebraska. People in Escalades buried in snowbanks. It was totally went 94 Plymouth. Yeah, I gotcha. Just got back from doggy training class. How'd you do? Good morning. Good morning. Now that we've got that out, we're all caught up now. So yeah, I'm a little, I just want to have everything done like well in advance. Like I am that person that like I like getting to the airport early. Like I don't need to be there like 6 hours early, but like I don't mind being there 2 hours early. We all do the thing. We get through security, and that's fine. And then we all do the thing where we all like go find our gate just to make sure it really exists. And then we go and get something to eat or whatnot. But I don't mind sitting. Same thing with like waking up early and all that. I don't mind being up real early. I generally wake up pretty well. Because I've found that I really appreciate that, like the space between moments, to where you can kind of like, especially at NAMM. I think NAMM, maybe 2020 was one of the, maybe it was 2019. Who cares? was one of the first times in my life where I really identified this as a thing that I like. When Perry and I would have either joining booths or when we would share a space, we would also, like share like an Airbnb and stuff like that. And, we would usually get there like, I don't know, half an hour before the whole thing opens, or like just as the thing is opening. And I don't like that. I just didn't, it's like you hit the ground and everything is going. You're out of the frying pan, you're into the fire. And so when, I don't know, I started, maybe I got my own place to stay, and I would just get there real early, try and stay like really close to the venue, which, Perry would too, but like he would have a lot of people and a lot of employees and stuff like that. So like it was tough to get like just like a hotel and stuff, so things like that. But I tell you, like this past couple of times that I've gone, I was staying right next to the convention center, so you could walk. Like when I say right next to, I mean right next to, like cross the street and walk into the parking lot. And that's a nice way to do it. And I would get there at like 8:30 to like clean guitars, tune guitars, kind of walk around, and it's much like when you have snowfall and you go outside and it's quiet and it's just, you just got, your noise canceling headphones on. And so I remember noting that and go, there's something here. This is not at all interesting. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah. So I like to just get things done in as far in advance as I possibly can. And I didn't do that this time. And so, I have a very loose grasp on like time and like what day it is, what date it is. And so I did just realize, like in my brain, it was like, we got to ship everything out Monday. Everything that's going to ship, it's got to go Monday. Cause like you ship it to Freeman, the company that kind of manages the logistics of the thing, and then they bring it to your booth. So like you get there and then, your stuff's there, and that's nice. I used to just ship it all to Grover's, and then I would have a minivan and then cart it all over there. But like, it's nice to have your stuff just there. But anyway, so yeah, I've got to ship everything. Like, generally speaking, if you're sending stuff from here to California, if you send it on a Monday, it gets on Thursday. So like, I've really got like Monday, maybe Tuesday, to get stuff shipped. So, I'm a little panicky because, well, just cause I don't like, it stresses me out. I don't generally do well in stressful situations. I get real edgy. And so, yeah, that's why it's best for me not to better plan these things, if you will. And I think you will. Only I have the one. It was a gift from a friend. That's how I am. Because I like to be at least. Yeah. Yep. Chris is so sleepy he types a yawn. Good morning to you, sir. What else we got? So yeah. So, and then I'm like, oh, I'm leaving like next Tuesday. This is all coming around so quickly. Hope I don't get norovirus. Oh my God, there's always something. Don't shake hands. I'm going to do my best. I know I'm going to fail miserably. because I know that you can kind of, when you meet somebody, you don't feel like shaking hands, you can kind of like put your hands behind your back, like, hey, how's it going? But like, there's a part of me that's like, oh, maybe this is, Midwestern Sully. I'm like, oh, I'm real impolite for doing that, you know. So yeah, you have a great weekend. Michael, good morning. Chris, good morning to you. Um, what else? What was I talking about? Don't know. So the whole point of it is like, everything's probably going to be fine. Oh, that's right. Shaking hands. Yeah. I really wished that was something that was going to like go away and stay away when 2020 was 2020ing all over the place. Alas, it doesn't. But like, on the other hand, I'm also like a hugger. So like, go figure. But yeah, I am a little, I was always real good about, like, the first time I did NAMM, I did get sick. That was in 2016. And like, ever since then, I was always real good, except for last year. And I came back and I got COVID. I came back actually with it. I didn't know, but yeah, so fingers crossed. And like, I'm really good with like hand sanitizer and stuff like that. And I know that it really only goes so far, but we'll see. We will see. I think that there is a possibility that we will, share pictures of the NAMM stuff before it goes. The thing that's hanging up here, it's been so hard to like not show. I really, 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 really like that guitar. So, it's, yeah. I hope it's a prosperous gathering. I hope so too. I don't really know what to expect. Because so I'll have 5 guitars at the booth. There will be 1 guitar at the Rev booth because they're wonderful people who are nice to me, and are letting me put a guitar in their booth for people to play on their fucking awesome amps. And then there's a case company, Quantum Cases. They have like one of those, like I was talking about earlier, like those, like a double guitar vault that you can, kind of like the Enki style where you can, take it on a plane, take it on tour. They have a version of that. And they had reached out because they're making one for like larger bodied guitars. And so they asked if we had like an Alita and a Raven that they could borrow for sticking in their case. And it just so happens we do. So, like, those are just conspiracy series guitars. So like, I know like the Raven, I remember I pulled the tuners off to use for another guitar. But I've got tuners. We'll just put tuners on them, and that's easy enough. Yeah. So, yeah. Where was I going with that? So that's what we're bringing. One of the guitars that'll be at the booth is for. It's a trello. It's like a relic, a Sully trello, if you. And like, I don't mind showing you that because, like, I'll show you that because why not? It's a little cherryish. It's a little flamey. It's got a nice figure. It's cool. Pretty groovy. It's got, this is real nice looking on the back. It moves around a lot. the shine in the reflections is not super helpful. But yeah, this one's pretty nice. Oh, Michael coming in with the link for the quantum cases. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't mind showing you this. I mean, you can already see one of the guitars that's going to be there. It's a little peeking out right there. Yeah, I like the figured top on this one. I didn't paint over. I mean, that's pretty nice. So that's cool. It's a little. It reminds me of Ace's Budokan guitar. Oh, one thing. Look, spoke wheel. How about that? We are in the process of converting all of our models to have spoke wheel truss rods. And this, I did a reel. I did a video that Kyle just chopped up, and well, I'll share it because it was kind of about sharing like the little victories. And it was all about the process of converting, making a change, like converting from top adjust to spoke wheel. And it's not always, it doesn't seem like such a tough ordeal to do, but there's programming and there's different necks that you got to account for, and it's not as easy for me just to make a sweeping change like that. And so I was testing it out because I needed to know, like, how far is this going to come out? Am I going to need to change like the pickup location of everything? And turns out no, I don't. And it just plug and play, just make the change. It'll drop right into all the existing stuff. And let me tell you, that was a huge relief. So I did, when I was testing that, I filmed it a little bit, and you'll see that, because that was what became this neck. So that's cool. Because this car was in progress with the standard head adjust truss rod, but I wanted to try it out, and for another guitar that you'll see at NAMM that and that's fun too. I think Chris, you may have, yeah, you did see that one. I don't know if you were there when, I don't know if you were at the shop when like the really, really, really thing that I'm excited about was there. Gail knows how much I hate neck throughs. I might be bringing one. Oh, okay. Yeah. That would be a quantum is they're an option for some pointy stuff. Yeah. Let's see. What was I saying? Anyway, so yeah, I'll share that reel. I might just send it out today because why not? But it was a nice kind of moment when I think it was, I probably filmed it on a Thursday. Thursday is generally a day when Thursday is a day when I'm working by myself, and I can either get a lot of stuff done, a lot of multitasky stuff that I can kind of navigate pretty well, which is nice. And, or I can do stuff like, CAD work and programming and stuff like that needs to happen. So, but yeah, but this is, the checking on this one is it's pretty cool. I don't know if I can, yeah, probably can't seem to capture it. Can we get in there? There we go. There's some like this way and stuff. there. So you can see it going. But yeah, this one will be there. This is going to go to our pals at Musifacts, which is the European distributor. This is one of the demo guitars. So yeah, so this one is, not for sale, but you can order one. That'd be cool. I wouldn't be mad. Not at all. Wouldn't be mad at all. Nope, not at all. Yeah, so like one of the other guitars that's going, like, I don't know if it's for sale. It's more of like a concept kind of thing, just to see if we could do something. I mean, like, the guitar is everything it should be. I mean, look, everything's for sale, right? So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think one of the things I wanted to do for this show is, I talk about wanting to, have a sense of fun, and let's have a good time, and let's have some fun guitars. I don't know that I pulled that off as well as I could have last year. I think there were some elements of it, like the Candy Floss Trella that Henning has. That's a pretty fun guitar. But by Gil, I wanted to have a wider array of that. So some of the guitars that will be at the booth are pretty niche. So don't know if they'll sell. I hope so, because like, oh, gotta go work on both. Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday in advance. Jeff, if you're going to NAMM, please say hello. We ended the year on a really good note. I think, having a bunch of conspiracy series guitars and having a really, really good sale certainly was very helpful. I do have some conspiracy series guitars left that were not included in the sale, but they're the Black Sugar Concord 24s. And what I had done on a few of them is scrape the clear off the backs of the necks. And because like the backs of the necks are just roasted maple. They don't have any paint on it. And so I was thinking, and I grabbed a scraper and I would just go whoosh. I scraped it back to bare wood and oiled it, and then like blended transitions. I want to I've got like 3 left that I want to do that to, and then make them available. But that process, it takes hours. I want to say it took me like 2 to 3 hours just scraping the clear coat off on one guitar. So yeah. Well, I mean, that doesn't have to, I mean, that's nice. Being nice that's a good thing to do. So that's nice of you, and I commend you. I think being nice is exciting. Okay. Yeah. Now that I remember, I think you may know what it is too. I think you may know what it is too. So I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture when I wrap up. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I know that I hope to see the European distributor there and kind of say, hey, be sending this one and a few others to you shortly. And I believe I'm going to see someone, my pal who helped me when I was in Korea, who was is interested in helping us get into the Asian market. So I'm hoping that I'll see him, and because I would like to do those things, because really this stuff has to scale quickly, because like I was saying, you know, having the sale at the end of the year was super helpful, kept things moving, didn't get us ahead, which is tough. So, we're kind of coming up on like one of those Thelma and Louise moments pretty soon. So that scares me. Talking about panic. Yeah. But anyway, things will work out one way or the other. Or they won't. They will. Things always work out one way or the other, right? Because that's the only thing. You can go one way, you can go another. So, yeah. One of the things that I wanted to do in that time period was like get working on the magazine. I was not able to do that. Although I kind of have some more ideas for like, how do we fill this? And now I just got to do the hard part of actually like collecting all of this stuff. I also had a real fun idea for a take on a rather iconic Superstrat graphic. One of Warren's, I don't want to say what it is, but I talked to a buddy of mine. I needed some help in Adobe Illustrator because I don't know how to use it. And so he helped me out with it yesterday. And it would be kind of fun. It kind of makes me think of something that we would do for like Ben Eller. Because, we did the one where he's got, the jazz cup design, and he does like silliness. And this idea that I have is super silly, but I don't know if he wants it or not. I might just do it. I could just do things, right? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. So I think, as far as expectations, I don't know that I really have any, other than solidifying some connections that are in progress, and just trying to move things forward. Yeah. Cool story. I really, and I've said this a lot, but I've never actually taken any steps to make this that way. I was watching Henning does his Q&A sessions on YouTube, and he linked me to the most recent one because I guess I don't guess he was talking about the guitars of mine that he has, and was being very overwhelmingly positive about them, which that's really appreciated. I really would like to have topics for these sorts of things, because I think they would probably be a little bit more interesting for everyone, if it wasn't me just yammering on into about nothing. Right? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But I am out of things to yammer on about. I know. I'm as shocked as you are. It's going to be legend. Wait for it, Derry. I hope so. It would be nice if you were coming, or you're not. You weren't planning a trip without telling me, right? You're not going to be at the show. Am I correct in that? That would be nice if you were. Is it too late? Is it too late? It's never too late for now. I'm an idiot. Yeah, there you go. I'm an idiot. What else? Oh, if you haven't, I did a podcast with Jamie Gale, who runs the Boutique Guitar Showcase. He has a podcast called Life with Strings Attached. There's an audio version that you can get wherever you get podcasts. The YouTube version, I think, might be the one to watch, because it is a little bit more visual. We start out of the gate talking about a shirt that Andy made for me. And I think that you really need to see said shirt. And then there was a point where poor Jamie like is drinking water or whatever and just wrong pipes himself, and he's turning all kinds of crimson, and I have to fill for him. And then it is a little bit more visual. So if you haven't watched it yet, please do, because I think it was pretty good. I mean, yeah, I was super caffeinated, so I'm kind of dragging them all over the dance floor. We do kind of talk about the foundation of my design sense, and when it comes to guitars, and how it is kind of born from the 80s hot rod culture. But I really, really bristle when someone sees something like, oh my God, that's so 80s. And I know that I'm going to, in my attempt at having a wider sense of fun, dare I say joy, at the show, I know I'm going to get those comments. And so there's the part that I didn't communicate exactly why it drives me nuts as well as I wanted to, and I wish I would have thought about this. Like you have these conversations when you're in, like, you leave and you're like, oh, why didn't I say that? So for those of you that did watch it, Jamie's point was, really, I'm just kind of coming from like the second movement in, the electric guitar. In that, the first movement of the electric guitar is, the Les Paul, Stratocaster, Telecaster, stuff like that. And then the second movement is you got guys like Grover, and that came out later, who said, okay, so this is what we have, let's make this better, right? And so I'm based out of that kind of thing. Huge shock. The thing that I don't like about it is, and I did mention it, it's kind of pigeonholy. Like, it's funny. I can make a guitar out of just really, like, what people often joke and call like furniture guitars. I can do that too. And what's funny is, like the Stardust Deluxe was really my attempt to do that, to make a nicer and whenever I've tried to make like a nice guitar out of like the super figured stuff, or like, like there's a there's the there's a neck through Raven that the whole center block is rosewood, and it's got a maple laminate down the center seam, and then like down underneath the headstock, and it was a pretty involved guitar. It was incredibly unpleasant to make. Like, I don't like that guitar because of what, like, I've never been able to like put aside how difficult it was to make that guitar. Like, I'm still like, man. And so but whenever from that rosewood, I had a couple more necks that I was able to make, and one was a Koa topped Raven that I had at NAMM, and like Koa is not super easy to find. It's not super easy to find Koa wide enough for a Raven, and then if you do, it's tough to find something that's like super figured. And like this was all of those things, and it was like, oh my God, and that guitar is one of the best guitars I've built. It is hands down the acoustically loudest guitar I've ever made. Mic check. Mic is hinky. Oh, it's probably because it's. Oh, hang on. Maybe I just need to stop moving around so much. Is that better? Is that better? Are we okay? Good? Anyone? Anyone? Are we good? All right, I'll just go to the, anyone? Are we back? Are we good? Okay. Shit, what was I talking about? That Raven was gorgeous. And I remember taking that to NAMM, and I'm like, people are going to lose their minds over it. I couldn't get rid of it. I wound up selling it to a great client who has a bunch, and for a screaming deal, which is fine, but like I have a really difficult time being able to move like the pretty stuff. And the thing that bothers me so much about like the 80s connotation of it is that there's the pigeonholed side of things, which is one thing. And then there's like the underlying implication that somehow it's not a serious guitar. It's not a real thing. It's like something, oh yeah, you can have fun with it, but like, oh, if you're gonna, have fun, play one song at a gig, but like, I mean, it's not a serious guitar. It's not like a real thing. And maybe that's just me and my own like crazy pantsness of it all. But that's the part that bugs me. Yeah. And no one has ever said that to me, but like, I've worked with enough people and sold enough guitars to people where, you get it. And it's like, this thing rips. And look, styles change, tastes change. This stuff is a natural thing. But then all of a sudden it's like, I'm not the exciting, fun thing anymore. It's hard to process. But anyway, please watch that video if you haven't. Again, it's Life with Strings Attached. If you just like on YouTube, just search for Life with Strings Attached, Sully, you'll probably find it. So yeah, okay. So with the mic, I've learned apparently maybe I was just like moving around too much, and the positioning became a problem. Sorry about that. Please accept my apologies. Please look at this nice guitar. Oh, that was pretty cool. It's all right. It's not bad if you like nice things. And I think we can agree. We like nice things. So check that out. That was a good... I enjoyed that interview. That's one thing that I do need to put like on the website. And this is something that I've thought of for a lot, or I've thought of often, is a page on the website that has like a collection of like all of the podcasts and interviews and stuff. Yeah. Teen Spirit. Please elaborate. I'm BB Razorver. You've confused me, which is not hard to do. But I want to know what's on your mind with this Teen Spirit. Oh. Sorry. Most of your guitars are 80s. I say that most guitar manufacturers have every kind of start moving forward. Oh, that's nice to say. I appreciate that. John, good morning. Well, that's the thing too. It's like, you wouldn't want to drive a Model T Ford, right? And I'm not saying that, what I'm doing are cutting edge designs, because they're not. I'm not trying to reinvent wheels. But it is kind of interesting. Oh, well, that's nice of you to say. Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana. That's definitely a song. Are you asking me to play it? I don't know it, but let's see if I can figure it out. It's got to be like an F sharp. There you go. How's that? Ah, nice. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that they are serving you well, sir. I did have a nice, my buddy Ace, who is he's a tech. Most notably, he worked for Slash for a really long time, and he's got a supernova, a really dope one. And he was on a podcast called "Is Breakfast Included?" So check that out. It's hosted by two delightful people, and my buddy Bernie, and my goodness, I forget his co-host first name. And this is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. Anyway, Ace was on, and lots of great stories. And Bernie is John Taylor's tech from Duran Duran. And so I was watching some of their podcasts as I was working yesterday. And Ace was on, and he said just a really nice thing. He mentioned that he's got a garage full of Ferraris, and then an F1 car shows up, meaning the supernova that I made for him. And that was a nice thing to say. Well, thank you. I like it. We'll have it at NAMM. This is going to go. This will eventually wing its way off into Europe. So good times. You know what? Let me show you this rad revolution. That's, speaking of sending things to Europe, this is going to Austria. This will be the first guitar that I will have sent to Austria. And that's exciting. I know I've mentioned this year we've sent quite a few guitars overseas. And this will be one of them. Come on, open up. There we go. This is a short scale 27 fret. Look at that. Revolution. It's got a non-recessed Floyd. And 27 frets, roasted flame maple. This is really the way you present a guitar to somebody. Look at all the reflection. The headstock face is cleared where the fretboard is not. But this is going to cut out.